Andromeda from 2022. Oh, what if the Matrix met Tron and they both sucked? I never thought I'd say this, but maybe I should have watched the Kevin Sorbo TV show instead. Theme song.
Kevin's Reviews! Kevin's Reviews!
If you want to watch Andromeda, I'm sorry, don't know why you'd want to, check the link in the description. So this movie is really bad and dumb, with lots of filler scenes of the main characters kind of sitting in the bathtub, like, oh, my life is so hard, and staring and talking to his therapist. So the premise is the main character's dad was thought to have died years ago, but turns out he'd actually been in some sort of matrix.
But to say he's not dead?
We aren't saying your father's dead because he helped us finish his research 6 years after he went missing.
But he recently actually died, but they think his mind is still alive in the matrix or something.
He's alive inside the neuroinhibitor.
Okay. Where's the body? I want to see his body.
We had to make the difficult decision to get rid of the body. There was significant decay.
And so one of the problems is this premise doesn't make sense. We're told that the reason he made this matrix is that we had secretly sent astronauts to Mars. And there were two of them. I think the dad was one. Well, the dad returned, but the other one, the woman decided to stay there for some reason. I don't know. But they determined that there was no way to make Mars habitable. So the dad's like, oh, there has to be a better way. There's got to be a better way.
Ramirez's body was never recovered, and your father began working on a safer way to travel through space.
But that's not exactly what he did, because it's a simulation. And we're told that he found like some planet in the Andromeda galaxy, and that's where humanity can go because, I don't know, we're overpopulation or ruining the earth or something, but it's fake.
He made it possible to experience the far reaches of outer space without ever really going there.
So it isn't real, this NV-22.
Aiden, it's as real as you want it to be. The experience is programmed in such great detail that the average human brain cannot detect a difference.
So he spent decades doing what? Exploring some place that wasn't even real?
Once he died, they sent some other people in it to the simulation, but they got killed or something because there are some like robot looking aliens in the Andromeda galaxy that they don't want to share their galaxy. And like, let's ignore the fact that the Andromeda galaxy is like super, super, super far away. And that any galaxy, our galaxy included, is so huge. There's no way a species would know if one planet got settled. Or that there's no other suitable planet in our own galaxy. But ignore all that and remember, this was all made up by the dad. So why not just start another simulation? They say it took like years to make this, but so what? A decade or so isn't going to matter. And then, so what's the plan? Are we going to have people jack into the Matrix and live there? But what about the bodies? Are they also going to kill the bodies? I don't know. Then there's also the dialogue. We get these scenes with the son and his therapist, and she keeps like, he's trying to explain it, and she keeps like jumping to these conclusions or saying things that are like ponderous that nobody actually would say. So like, for example,
when you say, turns out my father isn't dead, are we speaking metaphorically?
Metaphorically? What does that even mean? Like, oh, he's alive in my heart? No, who would ask that? And there's also the question of like, when does this actually take place? Because we also keep flashing back. We hold like, when I was a kid, there was this one time I was watching TV and my dad came in and sat down and didn't say anything. And I just remember that because my dad never sat down and watched TV. And they keep showing that. They show that 2 or 3 times. And it turns out that inside this matrix, they don't call it the matrix, of course, you can also go back in time or something. And he's like, aha, I will go back in my dad's memory of when he did that. And it turns out dad was planted this, I guess, Easter egg type thing. That so when the son goes back in the past, he and his dad, who's been sitting on the couch, have this conversation. But the TV in the room and the mom has no lines at all. It looks like it's the 50s, and they actually show some of the TV show, and it sounds like it's from the 50s. So when was this supposed to have taken place? And then they want him because he was implanted with his chip when he was a kid, but like, and they're like, oh, the program's been cut. So it's like, how did they even develop this chip? And even though the program's cut in all this time, they've never been able to make a newer one, a better one. And then, of course, it ends with no resolution. It turns out the guy who made Andromeda, Brett Bentman, he's made 1 billion movies. And there are like at least 4 Andromeda movies. The first one I ran across was Andromeda 1883, which sounds like a straight up Terminator ripoff. He has to go back in time to prevent the evil alien robots from killing the chosen one. And I was like, Andromeda, that sounds familiar. And so yeah, it was a sequel to that. He's also made like a bunch of other movies. He made a Minnie Mouse horror movie. He made an Aladdin horror movie because I guess Aladdin is obviously the public domain. You know, the Arabian Nights and stuff. So, good on this guy for getting this made. The movie itself is baffling, but honestly, kind of in an interesting way. So I might actually watch more of them to see what's going on. But as it is, I'm going to give Andromeda 2 thumbs down. It makes no damn sense. I might watch more of them, though. What have I become?